Hi, I'm Malte Dummel. I'm the CFO of xbAV, or for the English speakers, it's xPension. We are in InsurTech, focusing on pension management based in Munich, Germany. I should actually start by saying thank you to the NOAH team for putting together such a great conference, because it was actually at last year's NOAH that we closed our $24 million Series B round. So I thought it was only right and proper to come back and say how we've been spending all that money and what we plan to do next. So at heart, we're a tech company trying to fix a problem that technology created in the first place. And that problem is the massive growth in life expectancy. Over the last 150 years or so, in most developed countries, life expectancy has more than doubled. Now, for each of us individually, that's great news. For all of us collectively, that's a massive social problem, and it arguably creates one of the greatest challenges of our time. Namely, how do you ensure a decent quality of life when people are no longer able to work? Now, the traditional way for people to provide for old age retirement through some sort of state-sponsored pay-as-you-go pension saving system doesn't work anymore, largely because there are way too few people working for the number of people in retirement. It's no news, most people know this. The solution to that is also very simple. On the face of it, people need to save much more, much sooner for their own retirement. Again, this is no breaking news. The key challenge, however, is how to get people to save much more and start doing that from a much earlier age. Now, what we tend to find is that if you leave it to people's own devices, they do too little, too late. But if you do it collectively, then it might just start to work. Now, this too little, too late is no surprise. If I were to go around this room, I'd be very surprised if there were more than a handful of you who had even a roughly decent sense of their own retirement income from their various sources, private, corporate, and state. And even more so, unless most of your portfolio companies go through the roof or that startup does incredibly well, most of you will experience a massive drop in retirement income compared to where you are now. And the same is true in our home market, Germany, where even though it's huge to begin with, it has about 900 billion of private pension saving assets. Compared to other countries who've been doing a much better job of getting people to save, it still needs some 5x growth. And the difference between those that have got pensions figured out more or less and those that don't is getting people to save collectively and getting them to save through their employer and making it as easy as possible for people to do that. Because the number one reason why people don't save for pensions and why employers don't make it easy for them is because they see it as too complicated. It's just basic human psychology. It's far away, it's hard, you don't want to deal with it, and you'd rather go eat ice cream than deal with that. And that, at the heart, is the problem we try to address with our platform. So we run a software-as-a-service platform here in Germany where we connect essentially all the stakeholders in pensions. So on the one hand, you have employers who we enable to provide an employee benefit of great social value, and we make it easy for them. We have the product providers, so insurance companies, asset managers, who we enable to focus on providing great savings products. We help the brokers, the insurance agents who tend to sell this, in particular among SME companies, to really focus on high-quality advice and not everything else in between. And then lastly, we help consumers to make informed choices about their own financial future. How do we do that? Let's take a quick look at some of our products. So the first one is our fully digital pension advisory software that helps brokers guide companies, individuals through the process of setting up and then saving into a pension plan. And because it's fully digital from beginning to end, all the way through to getting the actual policy written at the insurer, it increases sales efficiency by about 3x. It's just a very smooth process. For corporates and to some extent insurers, we make the process of actually managing the pension scheme as easy and to the extent this is possible in pensions, as delightful as can be, by taking out all the hassle of running it, by taking out the hassle of the day-to-day, and in particular making it, I would call it foolproof for SMEs. So think about the millions of people working in the small and medium-sized businesses. They need to have an easy life. And then the last one is our consumer proposition. We tend to find that with our solutions, for the exact same demographic, people save 60% more for their retirement. We did a big benchmarking study with a large reinsurer, and the only difference between people, so same job, same age, same demographic, family status and all that, when they run through our systems, because they understand the benefits of saving, because we explain it in a way that's intuitive, they end up saving 60% more on average, which is massive. That's the difference between old age poverty and having a decent lifestyle. And it all comes down to nudging people to do the right thing and doing it collectively. And that's actually the one statistic we're most proud of. Let's look at some numbers. On a run rate basis, we're probably going to end the year at 12,000 brokers that actively use the platform to sell new pension policies. And we'll probably help write about 4 billion euros of pension business in this country. That's about a 25% market share in Germany already. When we look at our clients, across the maturity spectrum of our new business and our existing business solutions, pretty much every single leading life insurer is using our systems to varying degrees along the spectrum, and they've established us as the clear market leader in Germany. So what are some of our next steps for us? Well, on the one hand, there's just keep scaling the existing business. We have created quite a neat lock-in effect through the platform dynamics, and now we just need to activate and monetize the users. And then we are working quite closely, and maybe some of you in the audience might be interested in this, in just broader partnerships to bring more value to the platform through HR software integration or broader benefits and insurance solutions that can add value to our clients. And then lastly, we might look at expanding outside of Germany with other clients of ours. Somewhere along the way, probably within the next 12 to 18 months, we'll be looking at a Series C financing round. So if you have any questions or comments, we're welcome for you to get in touch. Otherwise, thank you very much for your attention.